Ain't gonna be nothing but a minute, y'all. And I don't know if I spelled reptilian in the right way. I really didn't spell it. I just spoke it into the thing. But ain't gonna be nothing but a minute with this. For over a decade now, I've been battling with this python spirit, this reptilian spirit. You know, reptilian spirits. I've seen them in more than one form. The only reason why I'm speaking on it today is because what was taking place this morning as I was up studying, you know, like I said, to be outside on my block, you know, doing some stuff when they know I've been in the house trying to study and whatnot. And I can see the spirits that be in people. I can also feel that's not right to this, they're connected to the spirits. And I didn't try to pull several people over to the side, you know, and talk to them about it and whatnot. But it seemed like the more I tried to express things to people and let people know that we are spiritual beings and this is a spiritual battle and we got to wake up and really start fighting, it seemed like the more I do that, the more the people side with the evil that's trying to overtake their souls and overtake us. So I done made up my mind today that I'm going to stop trying to take and do that. But as I was driving that day, I don't know exactly what happened. Hold on 1 minute. Hold on 1 minute. How you doing, young lady?
I'm good, Mr. Harris. What's your date of birth?
7/31/1966. Hold on, y'all, for 1 minute. All right, smelling good, young lady. Yes, you are.
Anything else will be unacceptable.
All righty. Thank you.
Yep, reaching over folks and everything. The next thing you need is to be smelling here.
Okay, well, you smelling good.
Thank you.
All right, you have a blessing. Yep. Okay, yeah, I was down here picking up my prescription and stuff. But anyway, I was riding, and as I was riding, a thing that happens a lot when I'm around people that's embodied by these spirits or in bondage to these spirits, the spirits are manifest. It seemed like sometimes, I guess, after I sought the Lord and whatnot and got a little bit of touch from him or a little bit of his presence, he had made known if the spirits are trying to work out of me or out of other people, or if I get around somebody that's walking in the spirits, the spirit will take a manifest in a way to the point where it'd be like it's attaching itself to me if I'm saying this in the right way. But anyway, as I was driving, I guess I must have got behind somebody or somebody got behind me. And the spirit took a manifest in me in a powerful way. And I could see the spirit just like I'm looking at someone sitting I could see the spirit just like I'm looking at another person, but the spirit was sitting in me. And this was a reptilian spirit. And so I said, okay, you know, this has been going on for over a decade. You know, I done spoke about the python spirit and all this, that, and the other. But these reptilian spirits, they're among us. These great spirits, they're among us. You know what I mean? And some of these spirits are dimensional beings. And I don't know if I can explain this in the right way, but these spirits can actually go through walls and all that. You know, I seen the spirit back when I was living out in Southwest Detroit, coming to a revival where it was, and the spirit was, I could see the spirit descending down from the sky. I can literally see the spirit descending. We was outside. I never forget this long as we lived. We was inside the tent. And I could see the spirit come down. Okay? See the spirit come down. You say, well, how can you see the sky if you're sitting out in a tent? Okay? Even though we was in the tent, I could look out, you know, and see the sky like from where I was sitting at, and the spirit come down, and the cloak that the spirit was wearing or what was covering the spirit, it was like a storm that had multicolors, like, if that make any sense to you. You know how when lightning take and flash, you can see the different colors in the sky. If you ever paid attention to it, you can see more than one color in it. And this thing had, it was covered in that kind of coloring and electricity light. And it walked among us, and then it walked back out and took straight back up into the sky. Okay, these beings have the ability, these certain reptilian beings have the ability to do that too. They have the ability to body people and all the rest of that stuff. But the spirit manifested in me in such a great way. You know, I said, okay, it's time to get on here and talk about this a little bit. Other day, they was out here working on the roof next to the house next door to me. And these was some Hispanic brothers and sisters. And, you know, one thing I can say about them, they come over, they work, they woke me up out of my sleep, so you know I was a little upset. But they was here like 6:15, 6:20. And they humped all the way to nighttime come, you know what I mean? And took care of their business. We had, you know, I was trying to talk to them because when you lay stuff on grass breathes just like we do in there, because smother the grass and kill it. And everybody know that I try to, that's one thing I like doing. I like for my grass to look good. I like to work on yards. That's something that I actually enjoy doing. So, you know, I went out there the first time, and, you know, I went out there in the wrong way. So I went back out there and I apologized to him. I tried to explain to him, but it kept on they kept on laying stuff on the grass. So I said, okay, I'm just going to let it go and leave it in the Lord's hands. So, you know, I'm just washing the car and sitting on the porch. And as I was doing this, I kept on going like, you know, I kept on hearing Mayan. And then as I was hearing Mayan, when a woman got out of the car, I got to receiving about a Mayan priestess. And I'm like, okay, I know that the Mayans back in the day, they had a man that was a priest, a high priest. You know what I mean? But I never heard anything about, you know, a woman high priestess that got to do with the Mayans. Because, you know, I like history. I love history, love watching History Channel and all this, that, and other. Anyway, it kept on coming to me. And I went to seeing in the spirit realm this woman that had on like one of them old Mayan garments, but it was a priestly garment. So I said, okay, my mind playing tricks on me. I'm going to go ahead and know this. But as I thought about this today, I thought about when I was in Swanson's funeral home up here on 6 Mile, and we was getting ready. We was at the funeral of my brothers and Kay's father, you know, a Porter. We was at his funeral, and while I was in the funeral home, it was like I was in old Egypt. The whole funeral home turned into like I was there in old ancient Egypt. You know, I mean, just like that. And everybody that I was seeing was like, you know, everybody was in there was like dressed like the old Egyptian. I was saying to myself, okay, but I know that when you're seeking God and you're walking in the Spirit, you know, God will take and reveal things too. And God constantly be revealing to me how our people are locked into them old ways and hold on to them old ways. So I'm understanding that God will give you confirmation on things that he's speaking to you about in different ways. Because I'm telling you, the whole funeral home looked like I was back in the time of old ancient Egypt, and everybody that was there was like in those garments. And that's true. Those that have a discernment and know that I'm not. And it happened just like that. And it kept on coming to me. Pay attention to this. And I'm calling on spirits of the dead, none of that. Okay? Kept on coming to me that he was worried about it, his son and his daughter. So I know that he got 2 sons, and I know that he got 2 daughters. So I was thinking that he was worried about my brother, Zinkay, And come to find out, God had already been warning me about my brother for some years. And I wasn't really understanding it. But anyway, make a long story short, my sister, Rick, had just went through a little something. So I said it can't be her because she ended up being okay. And then when I end up meeting my brother's other sister, I began to understand why he would be worried about her and my brother. You know what I mean? And it began to make sense. So sometimes we can have experiences in the spirit realm that we don't understand, you know, and we might not come to understand it till years later. Because, you know, it took me some time to understand some of the things that I've been experiencing in the spirit realm, you know, and there's still some things that I don't, because I done had some encounters that have been so far out there, you know, that it's been hard for me to talk about. But anyway, we not alone in the universe, and if you think that we are, you stuck on, okay? Anyway, I ain't gonna do that, because the word stupid means ignorant, so I'm using it in that way. And I was a very ignorant person, and I'm still ignorant to certain things, because a lot of things that I don't know. And a lot of people take advantage of that because they know that I don't know these things. So they'll play games in the spirit and play like they're God and all this, that, and the other. But it's one thing that I do know, and I want y'all to hear this real clear. Y'all that's playing in the spirit realm, they're playing like y'all God, it's a price to pay for using that knowledge. Okay, I want y'all to listen to this. It's a reason why God didn't want Adam and Eve to eat from the tree of the knowledge of good and evil. Dig what the tree is called, the knowledge of good and evil. So it knows good and it also knows evil. Okay, now did God create any knowledge that was evil? No. What it was, Satan used the knowledge that he had of things, and he used it for evil. The tree that is talking about good and evil is eating that off of Satan's plate, or being a part of that's of Satan's kingdom, is what God is telling us. That's like sitting down and breaking bread with Satan. Like right now, you know, I'm talking, you know, people still don't want to hear. They still don't want to hear. And I'm realizing I can't get people to hear. Only person that can get people to hear is God, and they got to have their hearts open in order to receive this. And sometimes, like my aunt say, sometimes you have to, you know, pay by your own experience, or have certain things happen to you to come to realize that what someone is saying to you is the truth. I brought a lot of experience that I didn't have to buy, when all I had to do was listen to someone, but I didn't. Okay, so I'm hoping that y'all getting this, because there's some things that's getting ready to come, and y'all keep on hearing me say that. Oh, he over-exaggerating and this, that, and the other. I found out that God is such a patient and such a loving God. And y'all say, how can he be such a patient and loving God when you got all these people dying, all these people being killed, all these people being hurt? What a lot of people don't realize, that these same places where this stuff is happening at, God had been warning these people generations before it happened. Sometimes God give a warning, and it'd be 100 years later before it happened. 500 years later before it happened. People won't go back and do research on Africa about how long God had been warning our African leaders about certain stuff before certain stuff happened. Go into your research on ancient Egypt. Find out how long God had been warning Egypt before Egypt fell. Go and do your research on ancient Israel and find out how many times God had warned them over and over before God pulled his hand back and something happened. Go and do your research. Find those type of things out first. Okay, I know I started talking about the reptilian spirits, okay, and I'm going to end with that. Some of these beings are inside of people, okay. Some of these beings are manipulating from behind the scenes. They got knowledge that'll blow our minds. I mean, literally blow our minds, okay? You know, Some of them live in the sea and other beings too. We're not here by ourselves. Okay? And God makes that known in the Bible. Other day, I seen something when they was out here working on this roof. I ain't never seen. I done seen the dragon spear and the python spears many times before. But I ain't never seen in the spirit realm a dragon that had 3 heads on it at one time and kept on feeling and picking up that the dragon had even more heads than that. I didn't see more than 3, but I kept on having that feeling because the 3 heads kept on coming back and forth out of the darkness. But I felt like there was more behind that, you know. And I know that people have knowledge where they play little games doing certain stuff. But you could take this to the bank. You can cash this check in the spirit realm because it's going to come back and nip y'all in the butt. Y'all using that knowledge. You be wondering why certain things be happening to your kids and to you, or you wonder why you look back and you wonder why something that was up on grandma trickled down to the great-granddaughter or the great-grandson. Generational curses. Those are generational curses. Now that I understand, I can see this a little bit better in the physical and understand how it's trickling down in the spirit realm. Way better understanding now. And the only thing that can straighten this out is God. God created the spirit realm before he created any of this. And we keep on playing games in it. It's some people that I've been warning since 2015. Y'all done called me fool and everything else, but y'all gonna wish that y'all had heeded the warnings. Y'all gonna wish I seen 2 doors open the other day. Fire came out of one of them and out of the other one, dark grayish, like dark grayish, like I don't know what mist, cloud, whatever it was, come out of the other. And I started seeing holes being digged, like back in 2020, where I seen the spirit with the black face and the black hat taking and digging holes. I posted a video, I took the video down, and y'all know what I'm saying is true. I posted that video either December of 2019 or January of 2020, before all this stuff started happening in that way. And I gave a warning January the 23rd of 2019, a whole year before it happened. Okay? And then that one post is still up, but the other post they took down. I seen these holes and stuff being digged again. Fire came out of one door, and out of the other one, a grayish, darkish like mist come out of the other. Then I started seeing holes being dug. Now I want y'all to pay attention to this. Know what come out in the 4 digits today? 2020. I know he's speaking to me. I know he's speaking to y'all. Okay? 2020 came out straight today. Okay? I seen 2, pay attention, I seen 2 doors open. Fire came out of one. This the other day. Fire came out of one, and a dark grayishness come out of the other. Then I started seeing holes being done. Y'all keep on thumping y'all nose at God. Y'all keep on calling that Bible the white man's Bible. It ain't the white man's Bible. Stop being stuck on stupid. It speaks more about people of African descent than it do anybody else. Run. Run from those that keep on wanting y'all to look at it that is a white man. And pay attention to this. Here it is. Show you how bad God is. I'm going to end on this. Show you how bad God is and how much he loves us and trying to read this. He had King James to take him back up the writing of the New Testament and the Bible so we can take it and have it in writing so we can take and read it and stuff for ourselves. Had him to take and write a king that was known to be caught up in homosexuality and all that, to take and print a book that spoke about homosexuality. Stop and think about that. Can't nobody do that but an all-powerful God. Make a king on earth do what he want him to do. Stop being stuck, y'all. There's some stuff coming that we're not ready for. okay, that we're not ready for. Think about your children. He said in Exodus chapter 20, verse 5, to the third and fourth generation. We in the third and fourth generation right now. And if y'all can't see that it's already been in 2 generations and trickling down to the third and fourth, then y'all blind. Stop going to these churches and letting these men and women of God fleece y'all and mislead y'all. Get up and get out of them. Go and find you somewhere where leaders standing on God's word, because that's where the power going to be. And stop thumping your nose at God. Heed this warning. Heed it. I love y'all. Have a blessed day.